a couple of questions here that I wanted to see if we could address some of them. And of course, you covered a little bit of this, but if we could just drill down a bit more. Is going passwordless going to help protect against ransomware? And I know you talked about that, and I know obviously it seems like it'd be great for some companies too and for employees, but is it really going to make a huge difference? Our attendees want to know.
Absolutely. Going passwordless, it's really important to understand that this really focuses around the human side of things, the human interactive side, the ones that we humans need to enter. So absolutely, going passwordless, it's all about. It's not the passwords are really disappearing, because passwordless is the term we can't assume that they're disappearing, they're going away. It's really changing the experience. So it's really a password authentication experience change. So yes, to the humans, it seems like they're going away, but they're really moving into the background. And the more we move passwords into the background, the less opportunity it is for attackers to compromise them. So it definitely makes the attacker's job more difficult. And the more we can move them into the background, the more we can move the passwordless experience, means that the attack techniques that they have to use, they will need to evolve. So absolutely, it makes it more difficult. It doesn't make it impossible, but it makes it more challenging and more difficult for the attackers and forces them to use other techniques, such as sometimes social engineering becomes the method that they will look to use in order to get around passwordless. But absolutely, I recommend organizations to move passwords more in the background, and solutions such as privileged access management will help do that.
So password manager, not enough, or would that be enough, at least for now?
So this is a great question. This is something that's been around for many years, and something that I've been kind of debating for a long time. I think for me, for consumers or personal use, password managers are enough. So if you're if you're using it for your personal use, if you're using it for your family, for your home, a password manager is a sufficient solution. But if you're a business, you need to move beyond password managers. Password manager for business is no longer enough, because a password manager still means you're relying and delegating security responsibility to the person. As I mentioned, we need to really move away from expecting our employees to become security professionals. That's not going to happen. We need to provide them solutions that's easy to use. And sometimes there is a bit of a challenge for people to get to use password managers. And that's why we have to centralize it. We have to move it more into the background and make it more as a service. So password manager still means you're delegating security decisions to employees. And that's why businesses and organizations need to move beyond password managers, specifically for the business, and move to solutions that's more about managing the access and the usage and moving passwords into the background. And that's why it's important to go to privileged access management. So absolutely, if you're a business, password manager is not enough. If you're personal or consumer, it's enough for your personal life, but we need to move beyond, especially for organizations as businesses.
Thank you so much. Can we talk a little bit more about EDR? Our attendees wanting to know if you could just drill down a little bit more on that.
Absolutely. So Endpoint Detection and Response is a solution that kind of evolved out of the antivirus area, where it became much more of a kind of looking at all these different, active detection and responding and mitigating and alerting. Now, it's really important is that when you do deploy an EDR solution, it is good. It's definitely more beyond that traditional antivirus. But one thing that's important, this organization did have an EDR place. One is it wasn't configured correctly, and two, no one was looking at it. So if you do have a solution in place, it's not just important enough to install it. You have to make sure that you're investing end to end. You have to make sure that you're not only investing in the technology, but you're also investing in actually deploying and configuring it correctly. And you also need to invest in people that needs to understand how to use it and monitor it and actually look at it. If you're not doing any of those things, an EDR solution by itself is not enough, but you need to make sure you're investing equally into having it properly configured and used. So an EDR solution properly used would have actually alerted on this particular scenario. It would have helped actually identify it quicker and may have given the organization actually a good start in actually preventing an attack from happening. But you should use it in conjunction with privileged access management, zero persistence and privileges, moving passwords in the background. It by itself is not enough, but it is a good solution if used, configured, and people are actually knowing how to trained and properly use it.